So what do we do? I was in class 1091 U.S. Army Ranger School. You know, I had a Dahlonega mountain phase, had an instructor that said, when you get in the near ambush, boys, you attack. And this guy had shrapnel all over his face from Vietnam, and he had done it, and he walked away scarred but survived. So I feel like us as producers, no one looks out for us. So we have to go in, instead of running away, to be proactive and look at the problem and try to find, try to find a solution. So we created a frontier support tool that's called the Registry for Social and Environmental Responsibility, hand in hand with the scientist. And it's a proactive instrument that uses field teams with trucks, GPSs, all the equipment that you need, with data provided by the landowner, satellite imagery, to create a diagnostic x-ray of your property. You're really just taking your clothes off and showing the world the good things and the bad. The producer, that's a huge leap of faith, especially in an environment like that where we are down in Brazil. Producers are terrified to get attacked and punished by the law, by the markets, by everybody. So I have to say they're very courageous. In the field visits, we do what kind of Jason was talking about. We focused on a keep it simple, stupid strategy where we look at basic criteria that include hydrology, native vegetation, soil conservation, fire, water, waste management, and of course social. And we'll take over 2,000 photos per property. It could spend anywhere from 5 days to 2 weeks collecting data on each property that then is taken to our base, which transforms into a diagnostic that then generates this plan, which is an action plan. So you can see all these items up here. Each dot represents an action up here, and this legend represents an actual corrective action that the landowner is going to take. It's coded. Then it goes into a system that's monitored annually. That creates a scorecard at the end of the year. He's either market ready or he's not. What does market ready mean? No one knows. But it's a start. We also have a base, a concrete foundation with rebar, with science that monitors on our properties, not all of them, but on 10% in the eastern Xingu, those items that you see above. There's no guesstimates. There's no bargaining, there's no nothing. It's just plain data and what it tells us. So today, let's say a rancher entered our program or a farmer, it's about 50-50. He'd come in on this line right here, and above this green bar would be what he was asked to do in all these different criteria that are in Portuguese. Native vegetation, soil conservation, fire, waste management, tidal issues, and also social issues. To me, this is a huge victory because maybe they didn't get 100%, but the trend started. They're doing stuff with no economic incentive yet. So today, this whole project, really actually a mission, has spread across Brazil into 8 states, 331 properties as of 2 weeks ago. In acres, it's around 5.5 million acres. It's been registered in that methodology that you saw. And important enough, this number, 47%, that represents area under private management of native vegetation that's larger than any national park in Colorado, and one of the top in the United States. It's starting to compete with Glacier, Yellowstone, etc. And next year, the expansion is potentially another 2.5 million acres. So if there's a will, there's a way. The fact is that producers are begging for help. They're begging for technical assistance, but most importantly, they're begging someone to pay attention to the numbers, because we can't carry a conservation burden as private property owners strictly on our own. And I think today is a kickoff, and I truly believe this, for a new world initiative. I think this is a huge mark in the sand. It's Normandy Beach for the future. I think it's clear everyone's demanding a clean supply chain, but no one's defined it. We actually, as landowners, and I can say this about my own family, people here, friends of mine from Texas and elsewhere, that do tremendous services for the environment, and no one pats their back. No one pays them for it. As I think it's blatant that it's immoral to see what's going on and not to find a way to quantify this into an asset on the balance sheet or to expense it on an income statement, because that's why it's not being done. What's not clear is who's going to pay. So we talk about sustainability, and what we continually hear is how supply chain, but someone's got to do the work, and the basis, the ground level, is us, the producer. So we have two world agricultural superpowers. I'm not neglecting the other countries that are very important, but I'm talking about what I know personally. They have two similar stories. They have frontier stories, they have phenomenal people, and they have one mission. I think that if we can align these, realign the market, we can create an even playing field, and we can tame an agricultural frontier when it's in action. So we got to be careful about pie-in-the-sky rules that will produce sad outcomes and look for something realistic. And I can guarantee you, at least in Brazil, we'll have a conservation revolution that's never happened in the history of the world. So as I want to finish, talk about our logo real quick, which is kind of, I think it's unique. Aliança in Portuguese means wedding band. And so when you get married, it's commitment. It's a commitment for life. It's a commitment to treat somebody right. It's a commitment to the good and the bad. So I think that when you see this tree, there's a lot of landowners on here, but you need a whole supply chain. We need the consumer, we need traders, we need slaughter plants, we need everybody to wake up and smell the roses and not force us to swallow it. Thank you.